Picking up from before, the old beggar warned the pig could understand us, and if we kept skinning it, someone would die. I thought he was spouting nonsense and drove him away, but Grandma whispered that something felt wrong. She said maybe we should stop now. The pig hanging on the tree lifted its head and glared, while Grandpa coldly said he had killed pigs all his life and never feared them. He swore he would catch the thief, then drew his knife across the pig's back and started skinning it again. The fat pig shrieked and Grandma rushed to cover my ears, begging him not to create more sin. Grandpa ignored her and soon stripped off a second complete hide. He hung the fresh skin on the clothesline and snarled that he would wait in the pigsty that night for the thief. Grandma only frowned and silently carried me back into the house. Late at night, Grandpa took his bedding toward the sty. Grandma blocked him, warning that if he slept, the pigs would eat him. He snapped that he knew what he was doing and sent her back inside. Near dawn, I suddenly heard shouting in the yard. Grandpa was yelling about catching a thief, so I lit the lamp and ran outside. A short, very fat man stood there, wobbling like a pig, forcing a smile as he said he was not a thief but had come to buy pigs. He stuck his fingers into his mouth, pulled out a gold tooth, and placed it in Grandpa's hand. Grandpa inspected it and asked why he came to buy pigs in the middle of the night, saying he looked exactly like a thief. The man grinned with yellow teeth, saying he came from town, got lost on the mountain road, and had heard of Grandpa's skinning skill. He said he had long wanted to see Grandpa skin a pig alive. He pulled out a gold ingot, pointed at the pig hanging from the tree, and said he wanted to buy that pig and have Grandpa skin it. As soon as he spoke, the pig twisted its mouth into a strange smile. Grandpa froze, muttering it had clearly been skinless before. Now it somehow had a full hide again. The man's eyes flickered oddly as he took out another piece of gold. He shouted that if Grandpa skinned it, he would pay even more, and tossed the gold into Grandpa's hand. Grandpa checked it, pocketed it, then held out his hand again. The man understood and pulled out another gold tooth. He threw it over and said if Grandpa stripped the hide, he would give him his whole golden mouth. Grandpa stared at the gold, dazed for a few seconds, his eyes turning blank as if his soul had been hooked away. Then he picked up the knife and walked toward the pig. Grandma rushed up, shouting that something was wrong and begging him to stop. But Grandpa acted deaf, shoved her aside, and pressed the blade against the pig's new skin. Strangely, the pig did not scream at all, its face showing pure enjoyment. Grandma cried and yelled for him to stop, but he kept skinning calmly. Only the already skinned pig hanging on the tree glared at me, its eyes full of hatred. Soon that hatred turned into despair. Grandma grabbed me and ran, shouting that the pig had turned into a demon, her screams waking the whole village. Villagers rushed over with torches and followed us to the backyard. But when they arrived, they only saw Grandpa sitting alone on a small stool, calmly smoking his dry pipe. Grandma nervously asked where the pigs had gone. Grandpa looked confused and asked what pigs, saying there were no pigs in the yard. Grandma then asked about the pigs in the sty. He said flatly that he had sold them all to the man who was driving them back to town. Grandma tried to explain, but Grandpa suddenly snapped, asking what pig demon she was babbling about. The villagers looked baffled and muttered among themselves until Wang Datan finally said that if nothing was wrong, they would go home. Grandma numbly nodded and saw them. After they left, the three of us sat on the heated brick bed. Grandma quietly said relatives would visit tomorrow and we should treat them well. Grandpa said nothing, just lay down to sleep, his breathing mixed with faint pig-like snorts. Early the next morning, 7 or 8 short, fat men came into the yard, all looking like the man from the night before. Grandpa was strangely warm, inviting them in and calling Grandma to bring out all the good food. Grandma frowned deeper and asked since when they had so many relatives, but Grandpa angrily cut her off. He barked at her to hurry and bring the food, his fury like an enraged boar showing sharp teeth. The scene was so strange that I panicked, but still carried the dishes to the table. The men crowded around the food, their faces twisted with greed. They fumbled with chopsticks, then gave up and used their hands, eating like pigs at a trough. Grandpa sat and ate with them, eyes blank as if bewitched, while Grandma quietly dragged me to the storeroom to cook more. Hearing pigs squeals from inside, I could not resist and crept back to the window. Inside sat a circle of monsters with pig heads and human bodies eating at the table. One fat pig said it wanted to taste human flesh. Another replied that tonight they would eat the old woman and the child. Even Grandpa had turned into a pig. I was so terrified I tried to run, but Grandma dragged me back into the storeroom. She whispered that they were pig demons and told me not to make a sound, saying she had a way to deal with them. She grabbed strong liquor and a cleaver and went out. Soon the smell of spirits filled the yard and drunken pig grunts came from the house. Curious, I peeked again again and saw all the pig demons passed out on the brick bed, snoring loudly. The human skin on their bodies had split, revealing pig bodies underneath. Grandma returned, beaming, saying good days were coming. I nervously asked what she meant. She smiled strangely and said pig demons could turn gold into meat and meat into gold. But she warned me never to tell anyone about the pig demons at home. I asked, what if they woke up? She said not to worry. Pig demons feared mirrors most. And with mirrors they would not dare act. Then she carried two big mirrors into the east room. That night I followed her in. The pig demons curled up in the corners, not daring to look up, though their eyes on me were complicated. One snarled for us to let them go, but Grandma coldly said if free they would harm people. She went to the storeroom and brought back a wooden basin of hot pig slop, knocking on the rim with a chilling clang. The pig demons drooled at the smell. Only one kept begging the others not to eat, saying they would never be human again. The leader smirked that if they did not eat they would starve, and said he would rather die full than stare at mirrors forever. He bared his pig teeth and demanded Grandma remove the mirrors and free them. Grandma pulled me out of the east room, locked the door, and at midnight shrill pig screams burst from Enjoy the video. Please like and subscribe for more. Thanks.